What's good, Who Dat Nation? How's it feel to be back in the win column? We're going to be subbing for Saints Dubs, taking a bite out of W. Subscribe because the Saints are back on track. They're winning games. We're back, baby. I'm going to take a shot because I love the Who Dat Nation. Sub for Saints Dubs. What's poppin', Who Dat Nation? It's your boy Trizzy Trace, and I'm here to break down the 39-32 win over the Seattle Seahawks during NFL Week 5. And the Seahawks today, they looked pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie. Geno Smith, 16 for 25, 268 yards, and 3 touchdowns, one of which came off of a DK Metcalf 50-yard bomb, just one pass, right to him. It looked incredible. Tyrann Mathieu kind of whiffed on the tackle. I'm wearing the jersey. I love the Honey Badger, so I'm not even going to sit here and disrespect him like that. Rashaad Penny, 8 carries for 88 yards and 1 touchdown. He did have an injury issue. He has a concern around a broken tibia, a broken ankle, so he is going to have some issues around there. They're going to be monitoring that situation. Tyler Lockett, 5 receptions, 104 yards, 2 receptions. He looked phenomenal. The Saints secondary could have done a lot more, but the pass rush was definitely there. Andy Dalton, 16 for 24, 187 yards, a touchdown and interception. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. What more could you expect out of your QB2? I mean, just under 200 yards. Yeah, he threw an interception. Yeah, he threw a touchdown, but he's your QB2. What more do you want? Taysom Hill was a leading rusher with 112 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. I mean, the guy was a freaking monster. Taysom Hill was an absolute beast. His overall rushing stats, 9 carries, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns. His long was 60 yards. Alvin Kamara, 23 carries for 103 yards. He had a long of 13 carries. But before I get into my recap and before I get into my reactions and stuff, I want to get the gauge of the Who Dat Nation. What's your one-word reaction to the Saints win over the Seahawks? My one win is finally. Finally, the Saints are back on track. Finally, the Saints are doing things that we're proud of. Finally, the Saints are playing more than one complete quarter. So let me know. This is going to be the ad break pin comment. Go down below. Let me know what you guys think. What is your one-word reaction to the Saints win? Like I said, my one-win reaction is going to be finally. I love that the Saints are winning games. I love that the Saints are finally looking good. They finally played more than just one quarter. They played, honestly, I'd probably say 2 to 3. Some of the game kind of looked sloppy, but they played a full game. But there is some injury issues. There is some news to get to. We have Chris Olave. He left the game early with a concussion injury, with the concussion issues. With that, he came down on a touchdown pass that was initially ruled incomplete, but was overturned as a touchdown. He, brought it down. The defender kind of slammed him down, had his head hit the ground. He left for the 10. He didn't come back in the game. Chris Olave, he was hurt. He's going to be under concussion protocol. So we're going to be keeping you guys monitored. Be sure to subscribe so you guys can stay up to date on Chris Olave. But also a notable injury on the defense, and probably a really bad one, if you ask me. Marshon Lattimore. The guy, he's hurt. Unfortunately, he left with an abdomen injury. He left the game. He went to the injury tent. He eventually left the injury tent, was on the sideline, walking around, trying to get things going, trying to get things figured out. But he never really came bagoing to the game, never really made an impact after that. He has an abdomen issue. It's worth noting. It's worth monitoring. The latest I'm seeing is that he's going to be all right. And from what I understand, he's not going to be back probably, in the next couple of days. He's going to be practice. Hopefully we see him back in practice. So hopefully we see him get back in healthy. I'd love to see the Saints, and I'd love to see Marshon Lattimore, and I'd love to see Chris Olave get healthy because the Saints and injuries, it's death, taxes, and Saints injuries. 3 things are inevitable. But let's look at the positives. Who was the MVP of today's game? Let me know who you guys thought was the MVP of today's win. I think personally my MVP would probably be Taysom Hill, but let me know in the comments, who do you think was the MVP of today's show or of today's game against the Seahawks? It was a 32-39 win. It's a great win. It's a high scoring, a high flying offense. I said it in my keys to victory. I said the offense has to get going. The offense has to get rolling. The offense has to get productive. They have to put up points because, as we know, the Saints have had so many issues during this season, having problems scoring later in the game or scoring early in the game. They have issues of starting off strong or starting off weak. Maybe they keep the defense or they keep the other opposing offense down to a minimal amount of points, but at the end of the game, they're having to score up all the points and playing catch up, and that's not how you win games. And the Saints finally started off the game a little bit ahead. They started off with a 3-0 lead after the opening drive. They started getting it rolling. They started getting points. They started making it happen. The Saints finally put together offensive drives. They completed the game. They completed the drives. They completed, the entire game. It was finally like, I keep saying that they completed it, but they finally played a full game from what I believe. And I think that they looked great. They looked like they were in sync. They looked like they had communication. Of course, there was turnover issues, and I'm going to get into that in just a second, but let's be real, guys. The Saints finally won. They're back on track, if you will. I'm not going to say they're back and be all Sam Ehlinger on you guys, but at the end of the day, they looked good. They put up almost 40 points. How mad could you be? They put up a lot of points. The defense, yeah, maybe they could have stepped up and stopped some passes over the top, but at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win, and you can't be mad, and that's why we're going to sub for Saints Dubs, because we're trying to hit 9K on the channel. We're trying to get 9,000 subs. When I took this channel over a year ago, we were over 1,000 under the Falcons channel. Now, we are 1,500 subs past the Falcons channel. We are almost at 9,000 subs. We're less than 200 away. I want this Saints channel to be the biggest Saints YouTube channel on the internet. I want to have all the Saints news and rumors. I want everyone who's a part of the Who Dat Nation to subscribe, because this is where the real ones are at. We're reacting right after the game. We're giving you news. We're giving you rumors, interactive comments. We're giving you shout-outs. It's all fun and games. We love you guys here at Saints Now by Chat Sports. So go down, type Chat or youtube.com/Saints Today. Hit the red sub button down below and make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And so just some more notes on today's video. I wanted to get into the turnovers and the issues over there because, Dennis Allen this week said alone that the big thing that they were working on in practice was turnovers and ball security and giving the ball up and that kind of thing. And I thought that the Saints, off the bat, the opening freaking kickoff, you fumble the ball. What are you supposed to think? What are you supposed to do there? Come on, just catch the damn ball and get the thing going. It was a nice little return, but imagine if they would have actually caught the ball and not muffed it and been able to, get that extra quarter second and get those yards. I think it would have been great. I would have bet on the Saints been able to probably put up a few more points. I probably think that they could have put up an extra touchdown if they would have had that field position. And if you want to bet on the Saints to maybe win on the NFC South, you could go check out our sportsbookpartner.com or our sportsbook partner at BetUS, chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code CHAT125. And what does that mean? You get a $125 deposit bonus. So whenever you put $100 down, you get $125 to bet with. So you put $100 down. After that, you put code CHAT125. You get 125% back. So you have $225 to bet with on the Saints, on LSU, on SEC football, on whatever you want. You can bet on the Pelicans, whatever you want. Chatsports.com/bet. Check us out. BetUS is our official sportsbook partner. Give them a shout out. Give them a look. Use code CHAT125 whenever you deposit your $100. Taysom Hill. I want to get into Taysom Hill because the dude, whoa! I've said it before. I call him the Stormin' Mormon for a reason. The guy's a freak. He's a beast. And one of my keys to victory every single week, and I made it an honorable mention this week, but every single week I say, get Taysom Hill involved. Make him a part of the offense. And not make him the sole part, but make him a part of it. Don't line him up at quarterback and make him make all the deep shots. Don't make him be a quarterback and make him make the deep throws. Don't make him be a quarterback and make him take all the plays and take all the hits and take all that. Line him up at quarterback and have him do some QB power plays. Have him do an RPO, tuck the ball and run. Pass it if it's there. It's just hand it off if it's not there. And this is what the Saints did, and they finally got Taysom Hill involved. It finally works. Look what happens when you give Taysom Hill the ball. I'm not saying that he should be the starting quarterback, but I'm saying he should be a key proponent in this offense. The Saints offense looks phenomenal when Taysom Hill is involved. The Saints offense is at its best when Taysom Hill is involved. And the Saints offense is extremely unpredictable when Taysom Hill is involved. I was sitting here on our Seahawks Today channel. I was producing their live show. And multiple times throughout the show, Tyler Jones, our Seahawks show host, was saying, oh boy, Taysom Hill at quarterback. Look what happens. Look what happens. You win games. You get points. You get yards. Taysom Hill had 3 touchdowns on the day. What do you want from him? Get him the ball. Throw him in. Come on, Dennis Allen. Come on, Pete. Get him involved. I loved what I saw from Dennis Allen. I loved overall what I saw from the Saints. I wish that the DBs would have done a little bit more. I wish that the pass protection, or not the pass protection, but the pass coverage would have done a little bit more because they gave up a few over the top. But overall, I think today's grade is probably a B+, maybe an A-, but I'd say a B+ because it looks good. And like I said earlier, a win is a win is a win. So let me know, Who Dat Nation. Grade the Saints' performance versus Seattle. Let me know A, B, C, D, or F. Get back to school. Get your red pen out. Pretend like you're back in elementary school, back in New Orleans. Let me know what you guys are thinking. A, B, C, D, or F. Grade the Saints' performance. I'm going to go a B-. I loved what I saw. I think there could have been a little bit more, but a win is a win is a win. All right, so just kind of wrap things up. Final thoughts, guys. Alvin Kamara, I think he looked great. I'm really glad to see that he finally was able to get involved into the pass game. He had a nice 54-yard screen pass, which was just phenomenal. They moved the ball downfield. The Saints ended up scoring after that. Taysom Hill, again, like I said, looked really, really good. Alvin Kamara, he did fumble the ball before halftime. Right before that, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Dennis Allen, please keep practicing ball security. You said you were practicing it. Do it, actually. Let me see that. Taysom Hill, I love you. The Storm and Mormon, you're a GOAT. I could not, be happier with what I saw from him. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, the Red Rifle, whatever you want to call him. Overreaction Monday is going to be fun. I'm just going to say that. Overreaction is going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you guys go down and subscribe. YouTube.com/Saints Today. Drop a like. Turn on your noties. We're here having a good time. We're taking shots on air. Who else is doing that? Who Dat Nation? Y'all stay golden. Enjoy the victory. I'll catch you later.